Another beautiful day in Washington, D.C. with the crew of Engine 26. A call comes in, a possible auto fire.
You know what's missing on here, and I don't know why, is the bar. We're missing the bar on this thing for how long?
My name is John Botwin. I became a firefighter about 12 years ago when I got a job at a gas station, and the owner and his two sons were volunteer firemen at the local department down the street. Because I worked there, there was a paging system for the volunteer fire department. Well, as I'm working there in the garage, I would hear the paging system go off, and the next thing you know, the owner and the two sons would go running out the door, and a couple minutes later you'd see the fire trucks driving down the street. So after about 3 months of working there, I realized, well, that kind of looks like fun. Maybe I should try that. So February 14th, 1996, I went to the local firehouse on their training night, and I've been in the fire service ever since.
The crew gets turned around on the freeway. The problem? The people in need do not always know where they are, nor the direction they are heading. They quickly find the location of the auto in a nearly hidden church parking lot. Upon arrival, the crew meet with the owner of the vehicle. He tells the first responders that the fire has been extinguished. The crew must check the car and prevent the chance of any flare-ups. Obviously an electrical fire, the crew goes under the hood and disconnects the battery to eliminate the chance of any sparks causing another fire.
My name is Edward Sharon. I started firefighting as a volunteer in the neighborhood that I lived in, and I took a real interest to it and decided to pursue it as a career. I started my probation after the training school. I was assigned to Truck Company 2, which is in downtown, and spent 3 years there as a firefighter before transferring to Engine 26 as a firefighter.
Firefighter technician Donald Lewis checks the interior of the car.
My name is Firefighter Tony Kellerher. I was assigned to Engine 26. I've been here my whole career, which is 26 years. I enjoy helping people. The excitement of making sure that the community is safe. I grew up in D.C. I figured it would be a good thing to do. If I was to run across young people that desired to be in the fire department, which my daughter is, she does, I told her to help people and to always make sure you think safety so you can come home the next morning yourself. Do all you can do for the community, but definitely look out for yourself. It's a dangerous job.
We have a car that was on fire. Well, it's pretty obvious that this person must have had some sort of work done to this car, or either he did it himself or was messing with the car. I mean, half the dash is missing there already, so it appears that somebody was doing something in there, caused electrical short. Electrical short started a fire. Luckily, the people were here to use a ABC extinguisher and put the fire out before we got there. So basically, we just wet down any hot spots and disconnect the battery to make sure there isn't a further short that causes the fire up again.
Back at the station, the crew of Engine 26 and Truck 15 relax in the day.
I gotta get out of here when I'm making sauce, Dave. I can't have you looking at my secret recipe.
I like them big. God damn it!
Probation was started here at Engine 26, 1340 Rhode Island Avenue Northeast, Washington, D.C. During my probation, the incident that probably sticks out in my mind the most, probably about 3 months after I was on the job, we were dispatched for a man down. You know, it's a typical unknown call. You have no idea what it might be for. It could be a homeless person. It could be, somebody sleeping. It could be somebody, that passed away on the side of the road. Who knows? So we were dispatched to 295 and Route 50, which is kind of a strange place to have anybody walking. They're two major highways. Well, evidently there was a trash cleanup crew, and they were cleaning up trash, and they found a body over the bank. So we were dispatched to, confirm or deny or confirm the, possibility of this. So we went there, and it was a 15-year-old girl that was kidnapped a couple weeks earlier from Arlington, Virginia. Absolutely gorgeous girl. She didn't have any clothes on. She's thrown over the bank like a pile of trash. And it kind of really stuck through me that, I'm coming from rural Pennsylvania, and all of a sudden there's this girl that was just thrown over like it was trash, like it didn't mean anything. So that was like a very strange, like, wow, this is a whole new world, and it really, I'll never forget that call. I'll never forget it.
The engine company responds to a medical local. The call, just blocks away, takes them a minute to arrive on scene. A family member of the victim holds a door open to the apartment building.
We had on St. Patrick's Day of 1993, had 3 or 4 months out in the company at that time, and they had a toy store fire in Georgetown, which is an affluent part of the city. I was actually assisting a citizen on with their vehicle at the time, and it came out as a local alarm, which meant just an engine and truck, and they thought it would be nothing. So I was actually told by my lieutenant at the time to stay back and help the citizen, that they'd be right back. 20 minutes later, ends up being a 2-alarm fire, and I had no real way to get there, so I hailed a cab and actually took a cab ride to the fire. And when I got there, they were actually pulling my lieutenant out along with the firefighter off the engine, who ended up having 2nd-degree burns on his legs. And that was the first time I'd ever been in a fire where somebody had gotten seriously hurt, people that I knew and all that, and really kind of took home the seriousness of the job that we do. So I would say that was maybe my most profound memory of my probation.
You guys, they need the door open down there?
The victim explained that after a minor altercation with a family member, she called the police. When the police arrived, she then complained she had a shortness of breath from the excitement. Firefighter John Botwin checks the victim's vitals prior to the arrival of the medical team. The medics arrive on scene. They prepare the victim for transport to the hospital. John explained the victim's story to the medics.
No, I believe she will be transported to the hospital.
John and the crew move out. The medic team will transfer the victim to the hospital for further treatment.
Had a lady that was involved in an altercation and apparently had some trouble breathing due to that, which was probably involved in because of her agitation. But my streetwise sense would say that she was doing some sort of illegal drug tonight, which is causing her heart rate to be as high as it was. So, at a heart rate of that fast, the body can't transport oxygen on the cells because your heart is pumping so fast it can't perfuse. So you end up short of breath when your heart's beating 160 beats a minute. Another detrimental sign of illegal drug use. Oops, for her part.
On their way back to the station, the crew responds to another call. When the crew arrive on scene, they find that this is a two-car collision. The owners from both of the vehicles explain what caused this accident.
But we didn't know that in front of them there was an accident. We just thought that there's something wrong with their car and they immediately stopped.
That's why we stopped.
That's all.
That's fine, that's fine.
I mean, but
All I care about is
yeah, we're okay. We're okay, but I'm okay.
Crew checks the car in the middle of the road. It looks like they have two blown tires. Firefighter John Botwin informs us of the other details.
We were dispatched to a motor vehicle accident on New York Avenue. Evidently a vehicle was cut off and the driver of that vehicle hit the curb. So two of her tires were popped on the passenger side. She was complaining of some back pain in her lower back. So the driver was all upset and worried because, you know, they're from Baltimore. And she doesn't know how they're going to get home from the hospital. She doesn't know how they're going to get home, period, because they got a car with two flat tires. So after talking with the two of them and explain the options of what the outcome will be if they go to the hospital by, go to the closest hospital, they'll need to have somebody either take them to the impound yard, and they'll still need to get somebody to fix their tires. We see it a lot. Her pain wasn't so severe, and the ambulance will get a signed release saying that she didn't want to go to the hospital, and away we go. Next.